welcome to Cover Story. As the BJP gets ready to announce two new chief ministerial faces, we are here to discuss the Modi models of governance. For ever since Narendra Modi has become Prime Minister, he has actually announced three chief ministers. One has been Anandiben Patel in Gujarat to replace him. There is Manohar Lal Khattar in Haryana. And Devendra Fadnavis is all set to become the face of Haryana, the Haryana Chief Minister. So to discuss that and to discuss whether there is anything in common with these nominees and how much will they represent Modi's vision as regards the centre versus state relationship. Does he favour, for instance, strong regional leaders at the state, or does he want proxies who will do his bidding as dictated from the centre? To discuss this with me, I have in the studio Dr. Subramanian Swamy, BJP leader, and also a very volatile and articulate BJP leader. And we have, of course, our very own National Affairs Editor, Diptosh Majumdar. Dr. Swamy, I'll start with you. All these faces, they have a lot in common. They're clean records, they have a strong RSS backing, but they also, none of them really, to put it bluntly, is a Shivraj Singh Chauhan or a Vasundhara Raje. They will do Modi's bidding.
No, Shivraj Ji will also not go against Modi, and Vasundhara also will not go against Modi.
Rumors are that she's not very happy with Modi.
Yeah, that's okay, but there's something called party discipline. I'm not happy with many people in my party, but I will not step out of line because we have got a mission ahead of us, and that for that mission we are willing to make the necessary sacrifice. The fact is that all of them have an organizational background. And people who will be interacting with the party workers. We have had in the past this disconnect between people who are in government who would have nothing to do with party workers and the party cadres who are literally left as orphans. So that has to change, and that can only be changed if you bring people who have been with you for a long time, been through the mill. And these people are all people who are been through the mill.
So, because do you agree that, is he also not really looking like, for instance, why didn't he make a Gadkari, someone who could, emerge as his own leader and give him, turn his thumb up at Modi?
Well, if you look at it, even Shivraj Singh Chauhan had to begin somewhere. He came out of the blue. There has been people, leaders who have come up. For example, if you remember, when Uma Bharti was replaced, he was replaced by Babulal Gaur.
Right.
Shivraj Singh Chauhan came later. He emerged when he was a regional satrap within the BJP, but he grew big in stature over the years with his sheer hard work and with the way he dealt with the party and with the governance. Similarly, Dr. Raman Singh was also among a number of equals in Chhattisgarh. He rose far above them in due course. So obviously these leaders may be regionally located. Devendra Fadnavis may be a very Vidarbha, very Nagpur leader at this point of time, but in due course he might emerge as a leader on his own right. So obviously these are the things which we'll have to wait and see. But in BJP there has always been a little more independence in the Congress which has been given to the regional leaders. That independence has been worked upon by the leaders in their own right.
And that is how Modi grew also, actually.
Without that, Modi wouldn't have flourished.
Yeah, Modi, by the way, became chief minister without ever having been an MLA.
MLA.
Which is what is happening to Khattar. He's also first time.
Yeah, sure. But the same, they were together actually, Modi and Khattar in
99.
Oh, and he helped him in Gujarat also?
Yeah, sure. He's an organizational man. So that's what has changed. No more transplantations.
That is the one good thing.
Yeah.
But, my next question is, what kind of, as Chief Minister, Modi was favor of very strong regional leaders, a strong state thing. Will he follow the same principle, or as Prime Minister, he'll prefer weaker CMs that he can handle?
No, that's, he has got too big a job for him to start worrying about how the state is run unless there's something going wrong with the state.
But he's worrying about how many babus are in the office, who hires which OSG.
That is his own government, you see. But when it comes to the state, why should he, his main bigger job for him to start worrying about how the state is run unless there's something going wrong with the state.
But he's worrying about how many babus are in the office, who hires which OSG.
That is his own government, you see. But when it comes to the state, why should he, his main claim to fame in history books would be if this central government starts moving and starts acting. And you can see the way he has gone to Kashmir and on the spot done so many things. These are part of his style, but I don't think that in the system, the culture which the organization has, that anybody can sort of dictate it will never be like what Indira Gandhi did to the regional leaders.
That is my next question, is because a lot of people have called him a right-wing Indira Gandhi.
Calling names, you can, every day, something or the other.
Diptosh, watching.
Indira Gandhi brought in the high command culture, which is, if there was a high command culture, it was brought in by Indira Gandhi. There we'll have to make a distinction. Modi has not shown, as of yet, any sign of, imposing the high command straight on the government. Yes, in Gujarat we have seen a bit of, Anandiben Patel following Modi's footsteps, because that's a very strong example to follow. See, Modi has left behind such an imprint on Gujarat. No chief minister who follows him can avoid that image. So that shadow will always be there, and that'll linger. That doesn't in any case weaken Anandiben's position. That only shows that Anandiben cannot escape from the Modi imprint which is there already in Gujarat. But if you look at I think the state to worry about is Maharashtra. Because Maharashtra has been a money bag during elections, and it's a state which all high command leadership, whether they be important leaders, important faceless leaders of the Congress in Delhi who used to manage Maharashtra. The Maharashtra chief minister always used to be at the beck and call of the high command, especially during the polls. But I don't think that relationship will emerge between Devendra Fadnavis and Modi. I think Devendra Fadnavis is too junior a leader, it's his first chance. So obviously he won't kind of force issues out.
Which is why it suits Modi to have a Fadnavis rather than a Gadkari, right?
No, I won't agree with that. I mean, let him answer then.
No, I don't think that. I'm not trying to say that. Nitin Gadkari may be a wily player, but Nitin Gadkari will not be able to carry Maharashtra on his own the way away from Modi. But I think Devendra Fadnavis will have to follow a Modi model. What I'm trying to say is he will follow a Modi model. He will be his own master, no doubt, in due course, but he will follow a Modi model to begin with. This is the way Modi had run the government, and that is a good model to follow. Why not? That's a successful model. So before the chief ministers, whether it be Khattar, whether it be Devendra Fadnavis, there is the Modi model to follow.
No, see, the issue is that on Gadkari, I think this is like the NCP. And on your channel, I've come so many times from day one saying this is all a figment of imagination. There's no question of having an alliance with the NCP. But your media, I regret to say, has been manipulated. I'm not saying media has played mischief. It's been manipulated.
By some very articulate NCP leaders.
By forces which I won't identify. As for Gadkari, he was I know him better than anyone else in the sense I've been good friends of him. I've defended him when people were baying for his blood. He never wanted to leave, because for him he sees this infrastructure of India as a great challenge on which he will make history. He's made history in Maharashtra already by all these lovely roads he has built, which people even today praise. So he wants to now replicate that for the whole of India. And having been All India President now, to go back to a state, this is all engineered, in my opinion.
So Gadkari never wanted that.
I never wanted it, because I would have been the first one to come to know of it. Because I interact with him.
And would you have been the first one to support it? Or?
If he wanted, yes. Because I am a great supporter of Gadkari as a very decisive, able, transparent, straightforward leader.
Okay, to discuss, more than the Modi model, I'm just going to expand the debate a bit from the people, is, we've seen his model of governance, people are saying it's bureaucrat heavy, is this, that, but some of the things, and I'm going to talk about your favorite topic since it's the topic of the day, is the black money issue.
Yes.
Hasn't there been some U-turns on the Modi words?
U-turn would be the wrong word. I would say,
What would you say?
Speed breakers.
Okay.
Yes, I think one of the most disturbing things that we have seen is the Bloomberg report, which says that the previous government had compounded it, or rather gave an amnesty to about 70 odd or 100 odd wealthy, influential people in the ministerial ranks also. And then our government has not yet repudiated that. It must repudiate that. It's not late. To the decision to not disclose it unless the charge sheet is filed, in my opinion, is not consistent with what we have been practicing in democracy. When an FIR is registered, only then there can be a charge sheet. All right. Now there is an FIR. Now why shouldn't that those persons named in the FIR come to the public? Here, even if an FIR is not there, we are, the people's names are being brought out. I would like to see both these. There is no legal bar. Why? Because France got these 700 names from the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank by bribing an Italian senior official of the bank. Okay, so it is obtained by bribery, and therefore there is no international regulation that we are bound by. Same thing with Germany. From Liechtenstein Bank, they bribed the senior most officer there, and then ensured through the United States that he would get a new identity and live in the United States. And that the government of Germany offered to us that we have discovered 23 names. So please, let us know whether you want it. First he didn't want to, the Manmohan Singh refused to do it. Then I wrote a letter, he wrote back saying I'm taking steps, but didn't do it. So finally when the Supreme Court got into the picture, those names were brought in, but they were never made public. And then there are names where I have written. I've written, for example, about two Swiss banks in Zurich, Sarasin Bank and Pictet Bank.
But have you spoken to Modi about ever since,
I will speak to him when the time becomes necessary, because Modi is a man who watches all this and suddenly acts. So why should I speak to him if he's going to act anyway? So but I've certainly written to him letters.
But do you see that there is a go slow, or there is a different talk in opposition and a different talk in government?
I don't see that. You don't see that? I think these speed breakers are temporary in nature. This government had given a promise. This government had working towards all those promises. This is a period when you have to give this government some time. It's settling down. These are issues which require a lot of delicate handling, and I think it will take time, but in a phased out manner the government will definitely act on it. Because this is one of the big promises which had been made before during the campaign.
From Advani to Modi, this one thing
all the major quotes which you have from the prime ministerial candidate of the BJP at that point of time is essentially related to black money. So obviously this is something which Modi is not going to let go of easily. And I think there is an equal measure of black money within the country which needs to be unearthed. The government should be working towards that also, recovering that also.
Which is the problem. Jaitley has said one UPA minister. I'm sure you know all the names.
I know 7 UPA ministers who have foreign bank accounts. I know also of Sonia Gandhi having foreign bank accounts. I've given that in writing to the Commission on Black Money headed by Justice Shah. And it was a permissive atmosphere, and suddenly the whole country's climate has changed. Now everybody is baying for blood. In those days it was fashionable to do it. I'm sure that there are members in the opposition also who have, but that is not my responsibility. That is the Congress' responsibility to reveal their names. Why should I? I've got time limitations, so I can concentrate only on the Congress. So there are 7 ministers I know whose names figure in these 700 plus 33.
Will you take those names?
No, I won't take their names, because it is the job of the government to do it. Because if I release, you will ask how I got it, where I got it. Some people allege that the government has secretly given it to it. No, it's a question of they will be diverting the debate. I think this is a responsibility of the government. Why should I?
But 7 heavyweight UPA ministers.
Absolutely.
Which could shake the government.
Well, no, just Sonia Gandhi's name.
Shake the Congress, sorry.
Already Mr. Chidambaram has come out in an interview and said that if somebody has done it and from among the Congress,
it's only congressman.
It's an individual transgression.
That's an individual transgression.
Right.
That's what he has said. So there is already some admission on the part of UPA that there may be a few cases here and there where foreign banks have been used to deposit money. So obviously, I think this is a big giveaway.
The other problem with the Modi model that some people are saying is that he makes a lot of announcements, but he's good on announcements, but a little slow on the delivery. Like for instance, doing away with the planning commission. You don't have something to replace it with.
That's okay. He has proved that you don't need a planning commission.
So is that the idea? He's not going to have a...
No, we need a reform body for economic reforms. And
but where is that body?
I will borrow his excuse. And genuine excuse, in my opinion, that it needs to be structured in such a way that the body doesn't just become a debating society. It must have power, And to attract people, you must give them some kind of a solid position.
But my point is, isn't Modi taking too long? Because I mean, look at Narasimha Rao. He was not even sure he'll be Prime Minister, but in 40 days he announced
that
a
was
huge...
because, no,
that was because of, yes, he had somebody like
Rao
you.
had a plan ready, which I prepared with, my economic advisor was Manmohan Singh in Chandrasekhar's government, and my Commerce Secretary was Montek Singh. And we got it through the cabinet. It was already ready. All he had to do is implement it. He called me to his house and asked me for the report. I gave it to him, and he went ahead. Yes, he deserves credit for having the political sagacity to implement it. So therefore, scholars are galore in our country who can produce plans. But you need a man who can get it implemented. Today, that kind of plan doesn't exist.
But Modi knew he's becoming Prime Minister much before all of us did, the rest of the country did. So I'm sure he would have had time, right, to put some plan.
Planning,
Dr. Swamy
planning
also.
commission, you need to talk about it. Planning commission per se is very difficult to replace because every ministry has a additional secretary revenue, has a planning department inbuilt within it. See, the additional secretary revenue is how to raise money. He's going about that. That's one of the planning commission's jobs. So the planning commission had become completely redundant for a long time. You see, we didn't need a planning commission. We didn't need a national advisory council. All these plethora of bodies had come up with definite purposes during the UPA time, which we didn't question. Now we have learned to question them, that these are bodies which shouldn't have existed. And once you want to replace them, you have to come up with something very concrete, very genuine, very need-based. Why do you require a replacement of the planning commission? That's a big question, because all the ministries have their inbuilt planning system within it.
So why? But see, planning commission is one of the cornerstones of our federal structure. The fact
No, it's an unconstitutional body.
But it helped, maybe.
That's a different matter. I don't know. It was meant as a Soviet...
It helped...
No.
Do state plans need to be studied beyond the North Bloc?
But it gave the state some connect with the centre.
No, that Finance Commission gives you.
Finance Commission
You don't need... Planning Commission was a total cancerous body on our system.
So where will these chief ministers come when they want funds? They'll go to the finance minister.
Absolutely. Funds are to be given by Finance Commission. It is a statutory body. It's in fact a constitutional body, and it is meets every 5 years to decide this.
Exactly.
So
to decide the volume of the plan.
We need a reforms commission, no doubt. But that reforms commission shouldn't be another planning commission. So therefore, Modi is taking time to think about it.
Modi is taking time to think about a lot of things. That is my problem.
No, because there are a lot of things to be done. How many things? Look at his going to Siachen. Which Prime Minister went to Siachen? I mean, and in the biting cold, he was there. I mean, see this commitment of this man. He doesn't spend 1 minute for himself. He comes in the morning, 9 o'clock in the office, goes back at 9 o'clock in the night. In fact, the bureaucrats are having breakdowns because of the pace he is keeping.
I know, we were told Manmohan Singh was a workaholic, but Modi is, I think, Manmohan Singh to 10. He's
absolutely.
10 times more.
To a certain extent, Modi is setting the pace so hard that not just bureaucrats, I would say even ministers are falling behind. And falling behind in a very, very bad way.
I know, though all of them are complaining, they've not taken holidays, they're all on the verge of divorces, and you hear of them, they haven't met their wives, I don't know how long. But moving on to the other big project of Modi is that Swachh Abhiyan, and the fact that he's got friend of yours, Shashi Tharoor. Why Shashi Tharoor as the ambassador? And
I think he had got a lot of other people.
Anybody
also,
with
Gogoi and so many others.
But to get somebody who's, in the midst of a lot of scandals, including, as you well know.
It's not, you see, he was a Congress MP. Somebody had to be from the Congress. This man was giving love calls to the BJP.
But they were desperate calls. As you said, you were the first to tell us that he's saying this because he's scared of what might come out.
The affair is broken up.
The affair is broken up, which is why he's picking up a broom and sweeping the streets of Thiruvananthapuram today.
Yeah, he can do that, but he criticized Modi for what were the best things that he could do for national integration, go to Kashmir, you see, on Diwali. And the people have welcomed it despite all the extremist noises. He criticized Modi for what were the best things that he could do for national integration, go to Kashmir, you see, on Diwali. And the people have welcomed it despite all the extremist noises, and that he should have welcomed, but that he criticized.
But he had to. He's under pressure to. He's just been sacked as a
He's going to
spokesperson.
be in greater pressure in the next 2 weeks. You can just see that.
The Sunanda case is hotting up.
Yeah.
Give us a preview of the next 2 weeks.
No, I have made it very clear. Either the government appoints an SIT or I go to court and ask for it through a PIL, because it's an open shut case. The autopsy reports are clear. The attempt to doctor the outcome was clear. His Shashi Tharoor's own emails, plus the fact that they cremated the body within 24 hours. It's unheard of in a natural sudden death. And there are many other things. Some of his testimony is contradictory as to when he came to know that she was dead. So there's plenty, and very conveniently at a particular point of time the closed circuit was out. The man who should know died suddenly, the owner of Leela. So there are lots of loose ends, and it requires to be done. And I know that Sunanda had talked to many journalists and called for a press conference at 4 o'clock. And she had said that these are the things I'm going to make to say. So there's plenty of prima facie case. I am not at this stage, or I'm convinced that he had any direct action in killing her. But in my opinion, he knew, and he's trying to cover up.
To get the debate back to the Modi model, the fact that he got someone like Tharoor and shows that there is a certain inclusiveness that he is planning to bring about. Would that be a correct assessment?
I think definitely. He was trying to bring in Tharoor because he had to choose somebody from Congress. Who else? If you look at the whole list of Congress, who else would he have chosen? And Shashi Tharoor
would have accepted also.
He's so right, that is
and
true.
Shashi Tharoor was cooing at that time. So obviously, he had to be brought in.
He was begging to be wooed. Huh?
So the fact of the matter is, I have something against Swachh Bharat campaign as it is being run today. It is getting too much into, too much of a language, too much of an idiom. It has to be followed up by major action, which includes treatment plants. Taking a broom and sweeping the streets is not the end
Great
of
TV, but
it's a very good publicity for all those who are participating in it. But beyond that, the treatment plants, the water purification, everything has to be followed up.
Our drinking water is all non-vegetarian except that which comes in a bottle.
But the last question, to bring the focus back on the faces that we are discussing, Fadnavis, Manora Khattar, and to an extent Anandi Ben. What kind of chief ministers do you think will they just be photocopies of the Modi model? Do you see any of them thinking out of the box? Will they be also too much influenced by the RSS?
Anandi Ben is a class apart. She is a person, I know her for a long time. She is a person who knows her mind. A tough lady. Okay. So I don't think Gujarat is going to have any problem in the transition. She may even surpass Modi because she has no national ambitions in the sense.
So she's
no national projections. She doesn't allow businessmen to run ads for her and all that. Which is permitted in politics, but she is a shy woman in that sense. So I think I'm absolutely certain. Fadnavis also is a young, honest, and Maharashtra is getting for the first time a completely honest.
Prithviraj was honest, he was not competent.
Prithviraj was sending how much money every day to Delhi. If you want to tell me, just keeping to yourself, not keeping to yourself is not enough. You shouldn't encourage others to, in their activities. So he was sending monthly a certain quota and on a daily basis, because it had to be broken down. So and then many of the things he didn't do. Now he says, my government would have fallen. Then don't say it. Either you do it and let the government fall and tell the people, I'm sorry, I can't run it because I got to clean it up, and this is what is the consequence, and I'm ready to face it. So all this double talk, you see, I don't go by.
So
but Fadnavis is an extremely clean young person, and he will grow in the job.
And our neighbor in Thakkar?
Oh, he is a past master. He will send order to jail, I'm telling you.
Well, it became an election issue. Are you already advising him?
No, I don't have to. He's going to register an FIR, then take.
And he'll move in very fast. That seems so, because he's already dropped enough hints on that.
And he is very comfortable. He is a well-placed RSS person, so he doesn't have to look over his shoulder.
Okay, Diptosh, your take on the three...
My take is okay, let them grow. You know, Devendra Fadnavis has come in, he's a young man, Maharashtra is a very complex state to handle, but I think he'll do a good job. And now that he's comfortably in the knowledge that Vidarbha cannot be taken away from Maharashtra, given the numbers that maybe Vidarbha will be part of Maharashtra, he has a whole Maharashtra to govern and he'll have to do it according to that. And he'll have to be clear because Maharashtra has a lot of, areas where corruption can seep through. So those are the things which he will have to keep in check. And Maharashtra is prone to corruption. We've seen that in the past. So these are and he must follow up the cases which have happened in the past, especially the irrigation scam. Those are the things people are looking for. If this vote has been, if this mandate has also given him a right to look into the irrigation scam and others from which parties like NCP were running away from. And that's why they desperately needed BJP support and help and part of the governance.
So the smart move was saying no to...
So Fadnavis must follow up on that and keep an election promise.
And Haryana?
Haryana, I think Thakkar has come in. And
Vadra should worry. Are you with Dr. Swamy on that?
Vadra will have to worry, definitely worry. Much more than. I think some initiative should have come from Rajasthan, which has not come as of yet. So, which will probably come from Haryana.
So, Rajasthan, there is a problem?
No, it was not a problem. I think Vasundhara is a woman of her own mind like Anandi-Ben. And she may have thought this is not my priority, but now she's
not as compliant as Anandi-Ben.
No, Anandi-Ben has no problems, you see. The issue is that she doesn't want Gujarat to be her Suba, see.
Yeah.
You must understand Vasundhara is the Rani after all. See, there are some traits which you have to manage, but she's a wonderful person and very transparent, straightforward. Now she has started on the issue on the ambulance and she'll take to the end.
Okay, we're going to end now. We had a nice ranging discussion on the Modi models of governance and some of the key issues that Modi has taken up as Prime Minister. But that's all from us for now. Thank you for watching this edition of Cover Story and we'll see you again same time next week.